Good evening, everybody. Welcome to St. Henry, Ohio. Tonight's ball game between the Ansonia Tigers and the St. Henry Redskins. You know, it's been a long time since I've had the gentleman with me tonight to do play-by-play, and hopefully we'll get along fine. It's been how many years, Bill Booker?
Probably about 21, 22 years, but we did a lot of games together, you and your sons and I. A lot of good memories.
You know, there's one piece of the puzzle missing tonight, though, right?
That's right. Well, there's probably maybe more than one.
I'm talking about Craig.
Yep, that's right. Craig, I remember one time that Craig and you and I did 5 games down at University of Dayton Arena in tournament time, back to back. And I gave Craig some money. I said, you see that Coke cup, you keep that sucker filled for me and your dad and I. And boy, he did, ran back and forth. And the 4th game was Mississinawa Valley versus Middletown Fenwick, and that game went into 3 overtimes. You had no voice left. You had no one left to interview everybody, and I had no voice left. But it was great. We loved it. It was great.
I remember that game vividly. And of course, tonight Craig's over at Pittsburgh, Ohio, working in the finals of the Jet Holiday Tournament. So he's doing a good job refereeing.
Oh, he does. He's a good one. He and Paul Armstrong work together, and they're a good duo. And you see a lot of officials. You know, of course, you have to start somewhere. But I can see how much Craig has come along from his first game to now. He's super, and any coach would like to have him on the tournament list, I'm sure.
Okay, the final score of the first ball game tonight, I believe, was
34-33. That went in favor of St. Henry, but Ansonia led at 14-11 at the halftime, and in the second half, St. Henry came out with a 32 zone, and it really caused some problems, and it ended up with a 1-point right down to the wire win for the host St. Henry Younger Redskins.
Ansonia 1-7 in tonight's contest, and St. Henry 4-1. Kalida, I guess, blew them off the map one night this week, 59-38. And of course, Joe Niekamp, the head coach at St. Henry, and of course, the first year for Dwayne Warble.
Well, you know, and Ansonia's one win that they had was 102-62 over Bradford, and senior Adam Kaiser had 30 points in that ball game, so I'm sure he's going to make his presence felt for the 8 Tigers tonight, Gary.
And we're about ready for the start of this ball game. We'll take a look at starting lineups and the beginning of this ball game right after these words.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Cox Insurance Agency, RB Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Laramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
Welcome back to St. Henry, Ohio. Tonight's ball game between the Ansonia Tigers and the St. Henry Redskins. With me tonight, a long time coming, is Mr. Bill Booker. Bill?
Starting lineup for Ansonia and Coach Dwayne Warble, and he starts all 5 of his seniors. Be number 10, Adam Kaiser. Number 40, Zach Stammen. Number 5, Kyle Warble. Number 20, Matt Leeper. And number 22, Zach Evers. Kaiser, Stammen, Warble, Leeper, and Evers for the Ansonia Tigers with their record of 1-7. For the homestanding Joe Niekamp St. Henry Redskins, here's the starting lineup: a 5'8 junior, number 10, Eric Schwederman. A 6'0 junior, number 20, Adam Gast. a 6'3 junior, number 23, Doug Niekamp. A 6'6 junior, number 31, the football quarterback and the athletic director's son, Todd Beckman. And 6'5 sophomore, number 42 in your program, Steve Sutter, S-U-T-T-E-R, so that's Schwieterman, Gast, Niekamp, Beckman, and Sutter for the 4-1 St. Henry Redskins. And I'll tell you what, Gary at halftime is going to have an interview with a super gentleman when it comes to high school basketball. The coach of 3 state championship teams here at St. Henry, and Fran Gilbo. And I know you were talking with Fran. You go back in high school basketball as long as you and I go back, but Fran Gilbo goes back further than you and I do.
Yeah, we got about 40 years wrapped up in high school sports, and I don't know how many years he's got, but it's before that.
As a player and as a coach here at St. Henry, and revitalized the rivalry with Greenville, and sometimes we beat him and sometimes he beat up. But I'll tell you one thing, this is one tough venue to win for a visiting team.
On this court, St. Henry's always very tough, even though the record, no matter what the record is.
That's right. Well, both of these teams are coming off of losing seasons last year. The A Tigers were 9-14, and St. Henry was 6-15, and that's a very rare record for St. Henry. So 1-7 tonight and 4-1 for St. Henry.
We're about ready for the national anthem here at St. Henry. As Bill mentioned last evening, Fairlawn upended the Ansonia Tigers 63-51. And of course, last evening the St. Henry Ball Club was idle, but they took it on the chin pretty heavily from Kalida the other night. I think it was the 21st. It was 59-38.
You know, sometimes a big loss like that can cause your team to profit and benefit and really, get a hold of themselves.
And we're almost ready here for our national anthem. So we'd like for you, invite you to stand, and if you're at home, sing with the people that will be doing the national anthem, a young lady here. And ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Beautiful flag in center court. It's great to see that flag after September 11th, Gary. It all reminds us of what a great country we have.
Yeah, I know that. We apologize if as we were doing the national anthem, we seen Bob Peters' head. He doesn't have too much hair, but that's why he wears that hat all the time, I guess, Bill.
This is a non-conference game. Of course, Ansonia, a member of the Cross-County Conference, and St. Henry, a member of the Midwest Athletic Conference, the MAC. So this is non-conference. Ansonia, Friday night, will back to CCC competition. They'll be at our Arcanum, and the Arcanum Trojans, Gary, are struggling a little bit this year. That'll make a good ball game. St. Henry will be at Fort Recovery Friday for a MAC game, and then they'll host Fort Laramie Saturday. So that's what's coming up for these teams as they get ready to announce the starting lineups. The Warville family has given a lot to athletics in Ansonia, haven't they, Gary?
All the way from Father Dwayne, not father, but Doyley. Dwayne and his brother. A lot of people, a lot of Warvilles have really been good in basketball.
Well, this is a long rivalry, too, because these two schools are, 10 miles apart or something like that, 12 maybe?
Yeah, not many more miles than that.
and they've been playing each other for years and years. As a matter of fact, in the program they put out here at St. Henry, I'm looking up here, I should have had this page turned. They give the records versus the different teams, and the record with Ansonia is 26-6 in favor of St. Henry. So 32, this would be the 33rd meeting with the schools.
And you look at this record they have here, most of the schools, see, I don't see a losing record at all during this tenure, do you?
There is just one I noticed earlier right here with Coldwater, and that's only 54 and 57. So
that's only a mile up the road, too.
Marion Local and Fort Recovery are their chief old-time rivals. So, you know, it's great basketball, and, you know, there's nobody home tonight here. Everybody in St. Henry turns out. Maybe they can pan the crowd. I mean, this place is, if you want to buy 50-50 tickets, this is the place. The pot runs $700 and $800 every time. So, this is
the officials tonight, Bill.
Okay.
Frank Dietzel, Bill Keller, and Randy Schrader. That's the three gentlemen that will be working up in stripes tonight. One of them, I think, is from St. Mary's. One of them is from Van Wert. And I forget where the other one's from. They told me that before the ball game.
Well, having been an official yourself and your son an official, you know, that's the job. You got to have a thick skin, don't you?
Yeah, you have to just shut your ears as you go up and down the floor. And, you know, I don't care who it is or what it is, who the official is. He's going to make some mistakes, and that's the way it is. I want to say one thing, Bill, before we get started. The last time Bill and I worked together was in the late 70s and early 80s. So sit back, relax, enjoy Bill.
Okay, here we go. Jumping center, Beckman. And number 40, Zach Stammen for Ansonia. Let's see what the defensive set is. Man to man. Down baseline, shot up, no good by St. Henry. Down, shot up from the left-hand side by Matt Leeper, and that won't go. So 0-0 from deuce range. Here comes St. Henry. That's Eric Schwederman, the point guard. Schwederman over to Niekamp. Underneath, up and right down through, and that's Steve Sutter, 6'5" sophomore, and it's 2-zip Skins.
Bill, you're doing an excellent job, just as good as ever.
Well, I tell you what, it has been a while. This is a first for me on the tube. Just watch the game, people. It's man-to-man both way, and that's the kind of basketball they like to play up here rather than the zone rebound. And Eric Schwederman, a 5'8" junior, hauls her down. Schwederman at the point. Flies a pass on the right side to Niekamp. Back out in front again. Comes to Beckman. Beckman sails one up, and that's a 3-ball. Beckman is just a tremendous athlete. As I said, the dad is AD here. So it's 5-zip Skins over the visiting A-Tigers. Turnaround, nice, pretty move by Zach Stammen, but it just won't go. The ball choked itself on the rim. Still man-to-man. Underneath as they look once again to Beckman. Up, no. This time on the rebound pulled down by Matt Leeper. Leeper down to the left side of the key. Looking to see who's going to keep him company. Out in front to Kaiser. Kaiser travels with the basketball. They always turn and look at the official like, who, me?
6:24 left to play here in the first quarter. This is Ansonia's right now is 0 for 3. They need to get a little better on that lane.
Yes, they do. Here's Adam Kaiser. He's a senior at St. Henry, Ansonia starts all 5 seniors. Not much to build on, but you can bet they have plans. Watch the ball game. Let's see what happens. They try to go inside again. Once to Beckman, and there's a whistle on a foul, and it's going to be a reach, and it's going to go against Ansonia. Teams first. Let's see who it's on to make sure. Number 5, Kyle Warble. Kyle Warble draws the PF. His first, team's first at the line is Big Todd Beckman with 2 shots. Wears a black ankle brace on his left ankle. Well, that got the home court roll. Beckman now with 4 points. Back end of his 2 shot. Up, and it is short. Rebound hold down by Zach Stammen, and here come the A-Tigers down court. That's Adam Kaiser, goes baseline, knocked away by Beckman. Ansonia resets. You look the situation over to see what's going on downtown. Sometimes there's a lot. A nice roll, and Zach Stammen Zach Stammen. So that makes it 6-2 as Ansonia at the 5:38 mark finally cracks the scoring ice. Still down only by 4. Nice lead pass, shot up, no good by Beckman. They like to go to Beckman and go to him a lot. Here's Adam Kaiser at the point for the Tigers. Over to Leeper in the corner. Back out to Warble and to Leeper. Leeper with the ball. Looks inside, nobody home. Back out in front to Kaiser. Kaiser stops, pops, and hits a 10-footer. Adam Kaiser, he's the young man that had 30 points against Bradford here about 2 weeks ago.
Ansonia shooting 2 out of 6 right now.
There's the man, Beckman, stopped and partially blocked by Zach Stammen. They're going to call a foul on Stammen, I think, on that one. Let's check it, yep. 40, Zach Stammen, it's his first, team's second. And once again, Todd Beckman at the line, shooting a pair.
Right now, St. Henry's 1 for 2 on the line.
Boom.
Make it 2 out of 3.
Nothing but net, and all by Beckman. 4 bounces, and up she goes, and right down through the net. 6 points for Beckman, 6 of his team's 8 points. 8-4, the lead. 4:58 to go, first period, here at St. Henry. Okay, here's Adam Kaiser. Down to Leeper, in the corner, up, nice put up. Once again by Zach Stammen. 4 points for Stammen now, and it's 8-6 as the A Tigers close it down.
Dwayne Warble, he's a graduate of Ansonia. He graduated in '83 with my son, Wayne.
He's an old man then, huh?
Yeah, he is. Tell Wayne that.
Underneath, up, a little bit different that time because it went into Sutter on the give and go. And timeout has been called by Ansonia. That's going to be a 30-second timeout, and that's their first. So with 4:24, Gary, to go in the first quarter, it's Redskins 10, Ansonia has 6.
For you people that may have not been here when we started the ball game tonight, the final score of the reserve game was 34-33, St. Henry over Ansonia. Bill, right now, St. Henry's 3 out of 4 on the free throw line, and Ansonia is yet to go there.
Well, you know, it's funny how that goes. Sometimes it goes in runs. It's not necessarily, especially early on, indicative of how aggressive a team is playing or not playing. Sometimes you go man-to-man, you'll draw more fouls against the zone if you're trying to penetrate it. At any rate, back to play again, and Matt Leeper, number 20, will inbound the ball to the point guard, Adam Kaiser, and does so. Kaiser with the ball. Looks back at Leeper. Leeper comes down left. Across the 10-second line is Adam Kaiser. On the right to Warble. Warble with it. Back out in front to Leeper. Leeper guarded by Schwieterman. Underneath, or trying to go underneath and do to Warble, and it won't go. Warble has the ball back to Kaiser. Kaiser looking inside. Still looking. Bounce pass intended in there for number 40, Zach Stammen.
Foul number 20, Adam Gass, his first team.
Adam Gass, that is the first team foul now on St. Henry. And thereby Gass's first, be common.
I was going to say Tri-Village, but St. Henry is playing in a zone of 2 minutes.
They
so
are
now
now.
they're in a man-to-man now.
Man-to-man now. With the ball, number 5, Warble taking the inbound. Warble back out in front to Kaiser. Kaiser with it. Trying to exercise his options, base or high post. Down low, shot up, no good. And whistle on a reach. And St. Henry, rather, picks up their second team foul. That's going to be on number 10, Eric Schwieterman. His first, team second. Team fouls are equal at 2 at the 3:44-1 mark, and St. Henry leading 10-6. First quarter, non-conference meeting, these old rivals. Jack Evers, another starter, and he breaks into the scoring column, and it's 10-8. Interesting ball game. That's why high school basketball is so great. It doesn't matter what the records are, especially in non-conference. Worth the $5 prize, and wow.
He should have a 3-point shot here.
I think Zach Evers reached in a little bit too much, and it's going to be 3 shots, Gary. You are right. At the line will be Doug Niekamp, 6'3" junior. shooting a triplicate. Something that's still fairly rare in high school basketball.
Usually, if they shoot from out there, they don't foul them. But I've seen
That's right.
several of them this year.
Yeah, I have too. I guess maybe more than normal. And Niekamp, nothing but net on that one.
According to my records, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 for
4 out of
St.
5. That's 80%. Can't beat that with a stick. Whoop, off the back of the rim.
You talked too soon.
Yeah, I did. 3:12 to go first quarter. Skins 11, Tigers 8. Make that 12-8. We got the first and the third one to go. Aggressive basketball. Eric Schwieterman broke up the play. And Sonia will reset. Matt Leeper will inbound. Leeper in to Kaiser. Back to Leeper. Man to man. Warble. Over to Spanman. Back out in front again. That's Kaiser with the ball. Goes off low post and he's whistling. I think that's going to be on Todd Beckman, 31. Let's see here. Here comes the official over to confirm. 2-0. No. That's Adam Gast, and that is his second, team's third. But it's a shooting foul, Gary, and Adam Kaiser at the line.
We have a sub coming in for St. Henry, but he's not allowed on the floor until after the first shot here.
After the first shot. Nothing but net for Adam Kaiser. And 2 coming in, number 40 and number 21. And number 40 is Rodney Hess, a 6'4 senior. Number 21 is a 5'11 junior, Josh Jacobs.
There's 2:55 left to play here in the first quarter. The Redskins on top, 12-9.
Maybe 12-10. No, it stays 12-9 as the second one for Kaiser doesn't go. Here's Schwieterman. Whistle and a foul. And no, no foul. Traveling. One official looked at the other. Now Ansonia makes a substitution. This is Jack Steinke. Now Jack is but a freshman. Number 42, Jack Steinke. No press at all, Gary.
No press at all, and they're back in the zone, I believe.
Yep, looks like a 32 zone or a 1-2-2. It's hard to tell those apart sometimes. 3 ball, a little bit short by Kaiser. And a strong rebound by Niekamp. Baseline shot, a big old time push. Stops the clock at 2:27, 12-9.
According to my records, and they're very unofficial, that was Ansonia's first shot at the three-point line.
I think it was. The foul was on Warble. Now that's 2 on Kyle Warble, team's third. Back at the line again for his 5th and 6th attempt is Todd Beckman. Yep. Back in is Zach Evers for Ansonia, number 22, and out comes Kyle Warble. Coach doesn't want him to pick up that third foul here so early on.
Yeah, at this point, you want to save him at least for the second quarter.
Right. 8 points now for Beckman as his team leads 14-9. 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. Ansonia drives off the post. Stop, spin, Starman, and he gets it. 6 points now for the senior from Ansonia Town.
Just a 3-point away from tying this game.
Jacobs running the post now. Schwieterman inside, nice look. Beckman. And Beckman's having himself quite a night. He has 10 points already in the first quarter, I believe. Yes, he does have 10. 10 of the 16 points, 149. First quarter, 5-ball lead. Traveling. Going to be called on Adam Kaiser out at the high post. Number 23.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Cox Insurance Agency, R.B. Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Laramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
We're back here at St. Henry, and here's Bill.
Okay. Ansonia desperately needs to get on that board. Warble. Coach Dwayne Warble just told him you're not getting to the line, among other things you need to do. And there's a turnover, and that's something the A Tigers did not need, as Zach Stammen had trouble finding a handle on the ball. Here comes Schwieterman, right across, dead center. Elise's pass over to Jacobs. Jacobs to Steve Sutter. Back out in front to Jacobs again. Baseline, bingo. Guess who? Todd Beckman, now with 13 of his team's 22 points. He's a ball player, as they say. Sonia must score on this time down. Steinke, a little bit off to the right. Ball out of bounds, no, saved. They set it up again. That's Stammen. Oh, beautiful shot, that's a deuce. That was pretty. Follow through was nice, he squared up and drained her down. 22-13.
Ansonia needs a run here right now, Bill.
They do. You don't want to get buried in this place. Look at this. That is Steve Sutter now with 6 points. You can see that coming. 24-13. 6:48 to go, first half. Oh, got a muscle involved in that, and a nice move by Zach Stammen. Just a little short. Watch the A Tigers thinking about baseline. Coming back out in front. Ball's loose out of bounds, and that's going to be off St. Henry. Off a couple of legs, and Coach Dwayne Warble calls timeout for Ansonia.
Bill, I'm looking at my stats. I know they're not quite right, but I had 5 out of 16 shots for the Ansonia Tigers and 5 out of 13 shots for the St. Henry Redskins in the first quarter. On the free throw line, Ansonia went 1 for 2. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 7 for 10. That's about 700% shooting.
Hey, I tell you what, free throws win a lot of ball games, though, for you. That's Greenville's girls, for an example. I mean, it saves ball games if you can hit well at the line. And you'll find that your teams with your better records almost, Gary, invariably are good free throw shooters. It's always been that way. Of course, you and I go back to the days before there was a 1-and-1. No three-point shot.
Yeah, we've talked about that and with other play-by people. The three-point shot has really made a difference in this ball game.
Oh, tremendous impact. Alternating possession some too, but really the three ball has made. I wonder what the late John Hybe would think about that. And John, but he'd love that.
You know, the alternating possession, Bill, they tried in college to go back to the jump ball in the beginning of college ball this year. I don't think they liked it too well.
No, I don't think so. Ansonia will inbound. That's Zach Stammen waiting to get the pill. Gets it. Looking way out here to the high post to Kyle Warble. Single baseline. That's Evers, and the ball goes out of bounds, but bumped out of there by number 40, Rodney Hess of St. Henry. St. Henry with an 11-point lead, 6:33 to go, first half. Ansonia having trouble hanging on to the ball. Evers with it now. Just man-to-man. That's good old alley basketball. A little short is Matt Lieber that time on his shot.
Ansonia's rebounding very well.
Yes, they are. Kyle Warble moved the pivot foot. That's going to be a turnover. It's another thing the A Tigers did not need. Inbounding the ball for the Skins will be number 21, Josh Jacob, Jr. And the Schwieterman, classmate. Schwieterman, nice ball handler. Oh, look at the give and go. The give and go works again, and Todd Beckman now with 15 points, and it's 26-13. He's a one-man band so far, Gary.
Yes, and there's a shot by Ansonia, and we're going to have something. I think I fouled in Ansonia.
Zach Stammen, and on the rebound we had a foul. Adam Kaiser waiting to come back in for Ansonia. Number 10 does so, and out goes Kyle Warble. Now that's on Warble because that is his third and the team's fifth. So 1-and-1 not yet a factor. It will be, though, very soon.
The next foul that's called on Ansonia will be the one-on-one.
It will be. You are right. Well, the pass from Beckman that time flew over the head of Rodney Hess and out of bounds. So it's a turnover to the benefit of Ansonia. The Tigers playing at Arcanum right after this game. Maybe after you've seen this, it's already over. Jump ball, alternating possession, and that'll be Redskins ball.
You know, Bill, 2002, that kind of rings a number in your ear, don't it?
2002. Why should it?
Well, I mean, you know, time has really passed.
Oh, gosh, yes. Gosh, yes. No question of it. Just watch St. Henry work that ball. They have their offense, and they've run it very well. Beckman again. This time it won't go for him. Leeper picks up the ball, and then he can't hang on to it. There he is again. Bingo. Goodness gracious. That is 6 points this quarter for Beckman and 17 in the ball game.
A 15-point lead right now.
Yep.
There goes a three-point shot.
A three-pointer by Adam Kaiser. Now again, an example of a young man squaring up, following through and draining it down. 28-16, a 12-point lead for St. Henry, the host team. Under 5 minutes to play in this fairly fast-moving first half. Getting around with Steve Sutter. Sutter now with 8 points. You know, he made a nice move down along the baseline. Took the entry pass and did what he was supposed to with it.
St. Henry's scoring at will right now.
Yes, they are. And so he's going to have to regroup in that locker room. This is Adam Kaiser with it. Thought about it. Baseline up, overshot by Evers. Coming down with the rebound is Josh Jacobs.
Ansonia's only getting one shot at the bucket right now.
That's right. And they turn right around, go the other way. Up, no good by Rodney Hess.
Basket, Steve Sutter.
Sutter again.
And St. Henry's getting the second and third shot up there right now.
Yeah, they are. That's 10 points for Sutter. Nice baseline drive, and they're going to call player control on Matt Leeper on that. That's a judgment call, Gary, and sometimes it's a tough one to see who has position, isn't it?
It is. It's probably the toughest call in basketball. You see it one way, fans see it another way, maybe even the other officials sees it another way, but it is the toughest call in basketball.
23 zones set by the A Tigers, very plain to see. Been in it earlier. Beckman, nice speed by Beckman into Sutter. Sutter now with 8 points this quarter and 12 in the ball game. It's 34-16, score more than double. And so he just has to hang tough, and that's traveling. On Zach Slaman.
3:47 left to play here in the first half. 34-16. Ansonia's got a sub coming in, Bill.
That's going to be Ian Rissmiller, a junior, number 50. Rissmiller. Good job of D, and look at the lead pass down court. Up, beautiful job by Jack Steinke.
Nice execution that time.
Yes, sir, good team play, and Steinke just a freshman. 34-18, however, 16-point lead for the host Redskins with 3:21 to go in the first half. Clock keeps ticking down. Here's Jacobs back out in front to the high post to Schwieterman. Corner, and down on the floor goes Beckman. He's back up. Stop, pop as they go the other way. No good by Evers. Strong rebound by Steve Sutter. 6'5" sophomore, number 42 is Sutter. Schwieterman in the corner to Hess, back to Schwieterman. Right side, number 21 is Jacobs. Back to Schwieterman. Baseline, back out to Schwieterman again. 2:45 to go in the half. 34-18 is the tally. St. Henry Redskins on top. Ball popped out of bounds off the hands of Todd Beckman. So here comes number 50, Ian Rissmiller, a junior in for Ansonia. And number 20, Adam Gast, a starter for St. Henry, is back. Gast, number 20. Big boy, Beckman, right baseline. Goes to Gast, just came into the game. To Schwieterman. There's Beckman, coming through. Underneath, Beckman runs into his own man. Just could not get out of the way of Sutter, and Sutter whams against the net. That's going to be a turnover. 2:29 to play in the first half. 34-18.
You know, Ansonia needs to narrow this score down just a little bit at halftime to stay in this ball game.
That they do. Kaiser with it. Back out in front to Leeper, to Kaiser. Back to Leeper. Right side it goes to Steinke. Steinke with it. There's a pop by Kaiser. In and out. Just wouldn't swallow it. jump ball, alternating possession, and now go to Ansonia Tigers. Number 23, Doug Niekamp, also a St. Henry starter, back into the ball game. Coming in for the first time will be a 6-foot junior, number 22. This is Nick Potcotter. Nick Potcotter.
You know, we were talking before the ball game. St. Henry usually has a lot of these tall boys, but this isn't their tallest ball club I've ever seen up here.
No, I agree. Big, long Adam Gas shot, but that had a lot of air in it. 2 minutes to go in the half. 16-point lead for the team with the ball. Gas with it. He's being harassed nicely by Kaiser. Back out of the high post to Niekamp. They work it around to the right to Gas. Baseline, Gas with it again. Weak side over to Schwieterman. Underneath. Up, no good this time by Sutter. Stolen away, turnover. Back out in front. Everybody's kind of a little ragged right now. And a nice underhand layup by Doug Niekamp. That's his first deuce of the night. He has 4 total points. 36-18, scored double on Ansonia. 1:20 to go in the first half. Gonna have a nice interview with Spatial Man up here, Fran Gilbo. Gary, just a little bit. Kaiser. Baseline leaper, partially blocked. Ball's popped around, out of bounds, and what they're going to rule on that. That's going to be St. Henry's ball. 1:07, the clock says. 36-18.
Pretty fast-paced basketball for as ragged as it's been.
There's only been 10 fouls called in this entire first half. They're letting them play. Schwieterman to Niekamp. Niekamp almost has the ball knocked away by Kaiser, and we're going to have a reach, stopping the clock with an even 56 seconds. And the foul is on number 10, Adam Kaiser.
Adam Kaiser, his first personal foul.
That's going to be 1-1 now, Gary. Just get the words out of my mouth. And that's going to be putting Doug Niekamp, Jr. for the 1-1.
56 seconds left to play in this half.
All the previous free throws by St. Henry have been on foul in the act of. Look at that. Roll right off the side. Boom, bam. Hello. Man-to-man. That's called real man-to-man. That's Leaper with the ball. Leaper over to Kaiser. Down to 44 seconds. That's a downtown Jim Brown NBA 3 by Adam Kaiser. That was a pretty one. That had to have been at least 23 feet, because the three-point line is 19 feet 9 inches. They're going to go for one. A little bit of the turtle, as it were, which is really a triangle and 2 on offense. Leaper goes low, curls back out. We're down to 13 seconds. That's that's Schwieterman with the ball. Gassed. They want to go underneath and do. My goodness, that's Potcotter right at the horn. His first points, and at the halftime, a 17-point bulge for St. Henry, 38-21, Gary.
Okay, Bill, it's, as you mentioned, the 38-21, St. Henry on top. We'll be back here at St. Henry, Ohio, to talk with Fran Gilbo after these words.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Cox Insurance Agency, RB Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Laramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
Back here at St. Henry, the halftime score 38-21. The Ansonia Tigers trailing the St. Henry Redskins. With me right now is Mr. Fran Gilbo. Fran, welcome to our microphones.
Thank you.
What about the St. Henry Ball Club this year?
Well, they got some nice size. They look pretty good out there tonight. They're working a high-low post real well. And Sonia's kids are really hustle, but they don't have any size to stop them inside.
It seems to have been one shot for Ansonia and down to the other end in the first half.
Oh, yeah, but they're battling. They get the ball. I like the way they get the ball up the floor real quick. They're just not getting any luck out of it is all.
What's Fran Gilbo doing these days?
As little as possible.
Other than that?
Yeah, I volunteer at the museum and for the county, and do a lot of traveling, reading.
Of course, we were talking about St. Henry doesn't have a real tall ball club. This has been one of the shorter ball clubs they've had, isn't it?
Well, overall, they got the good size. You know, they got some of their outside people are about 6'2", 6'3", but Beckman's about 6'6", and Sutter's about 6'6". And of course, they got a kid in 8th grade, 6'8", coming up, so they're going to have some good size.
When did you start coaching?
1961-62.
That's when I graduated out of high school, so you've been at it a long time. Do you miss it?
Not a bit. 38 years was enough.
And, of course, things have been going pretty well up here. How many state championship teams did you have?
We had 3 in 79 and then back-to-back in 90 and 91.
And that's about the year you retired, right?
No, I retired in 99.
And your son was a big part of that ball club, too, wasn't he?
He was a senior that year, yeah.
And what's he doing?
He's a junior at Marshall University.
What do you expect in the second half? More of the same in the first, or do you think we'll see a kind of a slow-down ball game?
Well, I think St. Henry's going to keep it up-tempo, and Ansonia looks like that's their game. I think Ansonia's going to have to switch to zone. They just can't stop those big guys inside man-to-man. They don't have very much good matchup.
Well, Fran, thanks for stopping by tonight. Good luck, whatever you do, and I'm sure we'll see you again sometime.
Well, thank you.
Fran Gilbo, our guest here at halftime. We'll be back with the start of the second half after these words.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Cox Insurance Agency, RB Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Laramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
Back at St. Henry, Ohio, the halftime score, the Ansonia Tigers trailing St. Henry by a score of 38-21. The first quarter, St. Henry had 20, Ansonia had 11, and then Ansonia could only put 10 points on the board in the second quarter. That's where we stand at this point. And Bill, let's take a look at the rundown of the first half.
Okay, and scoring for the A Tigers, Adam Kaiser, the leading scorer with 9 points. Classmate Zach Stammen with 8 points. Zach Evers with 2, and Jack Steinke with 2. At the free throw line, I'm showing the A Tigers with just 1 of 2, and that's big right there. Because, listen, for St. Henry, number 10, Eric Schwederman with 3 points on a tray ball. Nick Potcotter with 2 points. Doug Niekamp with 4. Number 42 at Southmore, 6'5", Steve Sutter with 12 points. And Todd Beckman, 6'6", junior. Son, as we said several times, is the athletic director, and he's the football quarterback. 17 of his team's 38 points. And at the free throw line, St. Henry is 8 of 12. So that's 67%, Gary.
And of course, as we mentioned, the first game was won by St. Henry by a score of 34-33. A real close ball game
Yes, it
here
was.
in the JV.
I think, as I said earlier, the 32 zone, the 3-2 zone that was put on by St. Henry in that latter stages of the game particularly was effective. And that's a zone that's used. It's not uncommon at all, but it's not like your 2-3, for example, which is your common zone, or your box and one, the 1-2-2. So it's going to be interesting to see just, what Ansonia can reach down deep inside and pull it out. And behind 17 points and on an away floor, you're going to have to reach into your deep pockets, and that's for sure. Alternating possession, basketball is going to go to St. Henry. Inbounding the ball will be number 23, Doug Niekamp. As soon as he gets the ball.
We're ready for second half action. Here's Bill.
Okay. Niekamp into Schwieterman. Interesting to see where they put Beckman. He's posted low off the blocks on the left side. He crosses through to the low post. That's Beckman. Tries to feed Sutter, but it's batted away. Good job down by Stahman of Ansonia. Loose ball picked up by, Kaiser had it, lost it, reached in on the foul to his counterpart, number 10.
Foul number 10, Adam Kaiser.
So that is the second personal on Kaiser, team's first of the half. Just underway here in the second half. No scoring has taken place. No press whatsoever. 23 zone for Ansonia. 2-3 set. To try to force the game a little more on the outside, which is one of the things the zone will do for you. You see what happened right there. That's what it's designed to do, and create a turnover, and it worked. Let's see what Ansonia can do. The ball was kicked out of bounds by Schwieterman, number 10. So Ansonia will inbound. That will be Matt Leeper, number 20. This is tricky when it's in the corner like that sometimes. But Ansonia gets it in. That's Evers. Evers comes out. Now takes the ball back. Evers at the free throw line. Back out in front to Leeper. That's Leeper at the high post. Right side to Warble. Look inside to Stahman, and reaching in from behind St. Henry. That's the first team foul. That'll be on Niekamp, Doug Niekamp. I believe it is on Niekamp. That's his first common foul. Zach Stahman inbounds. He had 8 points in the first half. There's Kaiser with it. Point guard. Oh, a nice turnaround J by Stahman, but it hits the back of the inside of the rim. And here comes Eric Schwieterman. Schwieterman, Niekamp. Out in front to Gast. Original starters back in for the Redskins. That's Gast with it. Hitting right in a good place, right in the hands, and down it goes for Steve Sutter with now 14 points. And he and Beckman, numbers 31 and 42, really are turning it on. 36 points between them of the teams. Well, not quite. 26. That's what you call scrap basketball. Scrap for the ball and pull it down. Niekamp. Shot's a little short. Nice rebound by Leeper. Leeper waits for some help, because that was 3-on-1 momentarily. Back out to Adam Kaiser. Kaiser looking to see what's going on against a 1-2-2 zone now. You experiment when you're trying to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Leeper to Evers, baseline. Kaiser puts it up. Yes, sir. Adam Kaiser.
Right now, Ansonia needs to peck away at this league. They've got to stop him from getting too many shots down there.
That's right. That's 11 points now for Leeper, or for Kaiser rather. 40-23 with 5.5 minutes to go in his third quarter. That's Schwieterman. Pops it back out to Gast, and it drains. That's a 3-ball for Gast. Adam Gast, G-A-S-T, a 6-foot junior. That is 3 threes rather for St. Henry, and Ansonia has 2. There's Kaiser, one and has, and he just gets another one. That is 3 threes for Adam Kaiser. Young man isn't very tall, but boy, he makes up for it. I tell you what, 14 points. Underneath, the ball goes to Beckman, and Beckman puts it up and draws the PF. Ansonia's second personal foul. Let's see who it's on. That's on Evers. Now they're going to call it the other way. That's on Evers, Zach Evers. That's his first, team second. So at the line will be Todd Beckman. He's made 6 of 8, 7 of 9. Number 42 for Ansonia, Jack Steinke back in. And for St. Henry returning, number 21, junior Josh Jacobs. Beckman at the line again. Click. He gets both ends of them. And he has 19 points. 45-26 St. Henry. Under 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Ansonia game, I'll tell you what. They work well together as a team. It's impressive. Credit to them and to their coach, Mr. Warble. Speaking of Warble, Kyle Warble on a short J gets his first points of the ball game. 45-28.
If they could get this down to about a 10-point lead by the end of this quarter, they'd be right back in this game.
Well, as you said, they're going to have to keep pecking. There's only one way to do it, and that's put the ball up. Square up, take decent shots, but they're going to have to put it up. Jacobs with the ball for St. Henry, back out to Eric Schwederman. It's a 23 zone. Baseline, turnaround Jay, in and out by Beckman. St. Henry comes up with a rebound, and Warble does a nice job and off to Kaiser. Adam Kaiser has it. Looking inside, it's not there. Goes across the weak side pass. Try to draw the defense over, and the shot up by Leeper, no good. And here comes the other way, Mr. Basketball, Eric Schwederman. Schwederman's got good hands, and he's very quick. Nice follow through on Adam Gass' shot.
Nice block.
Wooden drain and an excellent block there. That's what I'm saying. Ansonia, belies that 1-7 record. Hang in there, Ansonia. We're going to have a timeout, Gary, I believe called by Ansonia. That would be their third timeout.
30-second timeout.
They're out of 30s now. They have 2 60s left. That's another thing, Gary, in your officiating days and what your son tells you, differentiating between. That's a big change in basketball when everything was a 60 and now they got the 30. How do you feel about the 30-second timeout?
I think it just drags it out. I just soon see so many timeouts in each half and forget about it.
I think Craig feels the same way. I kind of feel that way too. They even thought about going to a 10-second timeout, and that never got off the ground. What can you do in 10 seconds? You can't do much in 30 seconds. Maybe you can set up, one play, granted, but you don't get any rest in 30 seconds.
It's just a break in the play.
That's what it amounts to. St. Henry will put Rodney Hess in, first opportunity, number 40. Meanwhile, Schwederman inbounds. They try to get it in to Sutter, number 42. Here comes Rodney Hess, a 6'4 senior in. And taking a seat is Todd Beckman.
Bill, I started officiating back in 1964. Of course, I took some time off for the boys, but how the game has changed.
Oh, my. Wow. Whoa. That was Josh Jacobs, number 21. Just barely missed. That's a deuce if he gets that one. He gets it. Nice J by Josh Jacobs. He'll be back next year for St. Henry, 5'11 junior. 3:14 to play third quarter, 47-28. The homestanding Skins, and a nice drive by Kaiser.
I don't know if you've noticed, some of these boys like to bounce the ball on the side. And they're almost turning that ball over when they do that.
Yeah, I know it. That's a personal foul on Sutter. That's his first, the team's first. And we're going to put Kaiser at the line for a hoop and a hack. He has 7 points this quarter, 16 in the ball game. Now he has 17. 17 of his team's 31.
3-12 and counting in this third quarter.
47-31, Redskins. Gast. Over to Jacobs. Over to Gast again. Back out to the high post. To Schwederman, back to Gast. Looking downtown, and there he is. There's Sutter. Nope, overshot. Ball's popped around. Nice heads-up play by St. Henry that time by number 40, Rodney Hess. However, we have a foul on 2-0. Matt Leeper for Ansonia. That's his first, team's third. And at the line shooting a pair number 40, Rodney Hess. Hess is scoreless so far in this ball game, so he wants to get in the scorebook, huh?
You know, I think everybody knows that St. Henry plays in the MAC League, and you know what? That's probably one of the toughest leagues there is.
Zach Evers back in for Ansonia. Outside of the new super conference for the Division I schools. In this division, there's no question it is, maybe even in the state. So, Hess is in the scorebook looking for his second pop. It's his last year to play for St. Henry. Oh, off the back iron. Nice rebound by Evers.
Ansonia's doing a lot better on the boards this second
Yes,
half.
they are. They're aggressive. Evers. You'd never know they were 1-7, frankly. I mean that. Uh-oh. That's going to be a block. Now there's a way. The St. Henry thought it was a charge by Slamon, but no way it was.
Now on 42, Steve Sutter.
That's 2 on Sutter, and he's picked up 2 in this quarter. Team's third. Team fouls are equal at 3.
Again, the block charge, the toughest call in basketball.
Yes, it is. Wow, nice steal, almost 10-10. It's been interesting to watch Kaiser for Ansonia and Schwieterman for St. Henry go head-to-head because the young men are about the same size. That time there was a foul involved. And that'll be on number 10, Kaiser. And that's 3 on him. And I'll tell you, Gary, they don't want to have him on the bench.
I think Ansonia's in some kind of a foul trouble, aren't they?
Well, a little bit. I mean, that's 3 on Warble and 3 on Kaiser. And Coach Dwayne Warble pulls him out wisely. You don't want to pick up that 4th one. With all this time remaining, 2:20 left in the third quarter, even though you're down to 17. You never know. This is high school basketball, people. Nice little drive by Sutter. He just turned around and dropped it in as pretty as you please. 16 points for Sutter, 50-31. The combo of Sutter and Beckman has just been too much point-wise for anybody to handle tonight. It happens to be Ansonia. That's Steinke with the ball. Boom, that's a deuce. Had a foot outside the line. That's 4 points for Steinke now, and it's 50-33. Here comes Adam Kaiser ready to come back in for the A Tigers. Minute 40 go, third quarter. 17-point lead it remains for the St. Henry Redskins. Now this is Schwieterman looking things over to Jacobs. Jacobs with the ball. Low post, look out. Hess underneath. Won't go for Sutter. And St. Henry yields the ball. Nice job by Evers. You have to like the way this Evers plays. Now turn around again. Number 40, Zach Stammen. That is 10 points. He's in double figures now, and it's 50-35. Todd Beckman ready to come back in for St. Henry. He's been taking a little rest. Schwieterman. Schwieterman out to Gas. Back to Schwieterman. 52 seconds to go in the quarter. 50-35 is the tally. St. Henry by 15. Schwieterman says, well, let's burn a little clock here. And if you're not within, what is it, Gary, 3 feet of them? You have
6 feet.
6 feet. As long as they stay back, you can stand there and dribble that ball or time runs out. You get within 6 feet of them, and then the official will signal, and then the 5-second count is on. We're down to 23 seconds. You can see him close in, and you can see the official signal perhaps on your picture. That's Gas. Gas back out to Schwieterman. They're going to go for one quite obviously. Down to 11 seconds. That's Jacobs. Back to Schwieterman. Baseline, no by Gas. Turnaround, no by Sutter. And we have a whistle, and the clock stops at 1.4.
He was knocked out of bounds by his own man.
He was. Okay, here comes Adam Kaiser, finally able to get back in for Ansonia, their leading scorers, with 17 points. Out goes Sutter. Beckman back in, as we told you. 1 point, not enough time to really do it, not even a Hail Mary here. Because you can't score from the baseline, it has to be touched. And that's it, 50-35 at the end of 3, Gary.
Okay, Bill, it's 50-35 as you mentioned. The St. Henry Redskins over Ansonia. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter after these words.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Cox Insurance Agency, RB Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Laramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
We're back here at St. Henry. The Ansonia Tigers trailing by 15 points. Before we had that break there, Bill, there was 1.4 seconds on the game left to go in the third quarter. Let's assume that there was 0.3 of a second. You cannot shoot a ball with 0.3 of a second on the clock or less. It has to be tipped.
Interesting point. Well taken. Possession goes to Ansonia. They have a lot of work to do in the next 7 minutes and 55 seconds. But you know, in that quarter, Gary, Ansonia actually outscored St. Henry 14-12. So you see, you never know. It's not over till the corpulent lady sings. That's a nice baseline by Zach Stallman. Good job by Stallman. He has 12 points now.
Back to 13.
Yep, 50-37. Stick with us, folks. Fill up the popcorn bowl. You never know. Here's Schwederman. Schwederman to number 21. That's Jacobs. Over to Schwederman again. They go baseline. Yes, they just love to work the baseline into the low post off the blocks. That's part of their offensive set. Look at this. There's a three ball. Just a little bit off to the right by Jacobs. Underneath, and that goes by number 40, Rodney Hess. Are they going to count it? What do you think, Gary? Are they going to count that? Let's see.
I think so.
Yeah.
Basket's good.
And the foul was on Steinke. That is his first, team's fourth. So that'll put Rodney Hess at the line. That is his first, first two-pointer of the night. Chance for a three-point play here. Hess, a 6'4" senior. Nope. Licked the rim. Came right back out. Stopping very quickly was Stallman. He knew he was in danger of traveling there, but put on the brakes in time. This is Kaiser. Kaiser off to Leeper. Back out in front to Steinke. Over and back. There's 3 points of concern with over and back, Gary, aren't there? The ball, the body, and the foot.
Feet, yes.
That's right. Most fans don't understand that.
That's correct. If the ball gets loose in the front court, they have to have all three of them in the front court.
Well taken. Wow! A long bomb by Beckman. It is just a little bit too hard. That would have been a three ball. Here goes Kaiser. Boy, he's quick. Pretty ball player is Adam Kaiser, the senior. 19 of his team's 39 points. We're going to have timeout as the lead's back to 13.
52-39 the score. 6:36 left to play here in the fourth and final period. Ansonia wants to talk it over. I believe that's their next to last timeout they have. They have one more 60-second timeout and they're finished. I don't recall about the other school. How are we on the other school?
Well, excuse me, St. Henry has all 5 left, so they haven't called one. Ansonia called a 30, then a 60, then a 30, and then a 60. So Coach Dwayne Warble is down to his last one, and that's a 60. You're allowed 5, 3 60s, and 2 30s. And that's true in all Ohio high school basketball, boys or girls, at any level. It's kind of a common thread.
You know, you were mentioning about the over and back call. There is a lot of calls that, and we were talking about this the other night. This is the only sport that I know of that the officials do not communicate with the fans in the stands. You have a technical on the book. Nobody tells anybody anything, and that's some of the things that irritates the fans.
No, I know it does. sometimes I think that every high school ought to, or like a conjunction of high schools ought to have a station, invite the fans in, get some really nice officials in there and explain these rules. I really think, because people get a little bent out of shape and kind of takes the game away from the kids. After all, it is what? A game.
That's right. It is a game.
Eric Schwieterman, I'll tell you, he's been a workhorse tonight at the point for St. Henry, for Coach Joe Niecamp's club. He has the ball again. Very quick. Very quick. There's your turnaround. Boom. Down goes Beckman with it. 21 points for Beckman now.
Just what Ansonia didn't need.
That's right. And the foul is on 40, Zach Stammen. That's 3 on Stammen. Team 6. Number 42, Steve Sutter. Number 23, Doug Niekamp, reporting back in for the Skins. And at the line with a chance for a three-pointer is Todd Beckman. B-O-E-C-K-M-A-N, if you please.
The Bachmans, the Sweetermans, all those names are good St. Henry Coldwater names.
Oh, boy. And he drains it.
The Niecamps are all up here.
22 points for Niekamp. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Ansonia, boy, they have been game all the way through, and I'm not gainsaying. They're impressive. Well, there was Adam Kaiser with another three ball, just a little bit strong. Rebound off to guess who? Schwieterman. I'll tell you, the 2-point guards, Kaiser for Ansonia and Schwieterman for St. Henry, have done fine jobs tonight handling the pill.
Orville's about to check back in, Bill.
All right. Nice drive by Adam Kaiser. Off the turnover, traveling is called. And a look of disbelief on Doug Niecamp's face, St. Henry. Kyle Warble has 3 fouls on him, comes back into the ball game. Kaiser, Stammen, and Warble, all with 3 fouls on them. Nobody in foul trouble for St. Henry. Gast has 2 and Sutter has 2, and that's it with anybody more than 1. 5:39 to go. On high speed to Warble, you bet. Kyle Warble, good heads up, good team play that time. 55-41, 5.5 minutes to go.
Ansonia comes back, and then St. Henry goes ahead.
Just answer. 14-point advantage for the team with the ball in the white on their floor. Good work by Sutter, and it won't drop. And Ansonia, there on the board, coming down with it very quickly was Steinke. Steinke now off to Kaiser. Back out in front, a nice shot put up, but doesn't go for Stammen. Ball's loose on the floor, and recovering it was Niekamp. Niekamp off to Schwieterman. Stop shot Gast, just a little short. Ball out in front. It's a foot raise. Boom! 1st and 10. No whistle. All alone. Well, that's all that Zach Stammen could do with Todd Beckman that time, Gary. He was between a rock and a hard place.
He had no other alternative but to foul him, but it's been rat race basketball here for the last couple minutes.
Bad thing, that is 4 on Stammen. At the line is Beckman.
Of course, Dwayne Warwell didn't like that call at all.
Not a happy camper. Oop. Let's see, I'm trying to figure here if I can 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. 10 out of 12 at the line for Beckman. And he gets another one. 11 of 13, my goodness. 24 points for him. 57-41 with 4:37 to go. All right, here's Kaiser. What a game young man he is. It's going to be a block, and that's going to be on Schwieterman, I believe. Number 10, he's composite. No, excuse me. Wrong there. That's on 23, Niekamp. That's away from the ball. That's second on Niekamp. Team's 4th, St. Henry. St. Henry already benefiting from the 1-and-1. Steinke. Bounce pass. Turnaround. Up. New. Stammen. Oh, go. Whoops. Almost left the ball behind in Niekamp. Recovers nicely over to Schwieterman. In the center, back out to Schwieterman. 5-footer, and he hits it. That's his first deuce of the ball game. He had a 3 early on in the ball game. 5 points for Eric Schwieterman. Here's Jack Steinke. He traveled. He looked up, and there was big Steve Sutter in front of him, and he wanted to get around him. Here comes Josh Jacobs, number 21, back for the Skins. And out goes Adam Gast.
Guest has been in and out. 4:01 to go in this ball game. 18-point lead now for St. Henry. Once again, we're using his name a lot, Eric Schwieterman. You always talk about point guards a lot. Have the ball for a long time, bringing it across. Jacobs, weak side. Niekamp, no. And nice job by Antonio. There's foot tracks, and I think Jack Steinke heard that. Off to Kaiser. Whoops. Kaiser lost track of the ball. Recovers. 3:27 to go. Not looking very good for an upset W for Ansonia, but it isn't because they haven't tried. 3-ball, but Kaiser will go this time. We're going to have a jump ball, alternating possession, St. Henry's ball. 3:17 says the clock. 59 Redskins, 41 A Tigers.
3:17 left to play here in this ball game. It's been a good ball game in the first couple quarters here, but it's been kind of tough this last half.
Niekamp out, or Schwieterman out in front rather, waiting for Niekamp and company to go under. Down in the red zone. 3 minutes says the clock. Back out to Jacobs. Over to Schwieterman. They're going to burn some clock here. Draw the foul perhaps. That's Niekamp. Now he goes low, a 5-foot jump. And he goes. Niekamp now with 6 points, and it's 61-41. Mercy. And that's going to be a blocking foul call, I believe, on Todd Beckman of St. Henry. If so, that'll be his first. It is. It's on Beckman. Played as hard as he's played him. 15 foul, and still only commit 1 foul. This is Ian Rissmiller, number 50. Rissmiller back for Ansonia. 2:39 left. 61-41. Ansonia on the backcourt. Kaiser way out in front. Wow, just saved by Steinke. Awfully close to that 10-second line.
His foot was coming down.
It was coming down. Right now. Steinke with it. Looks for his options. Goes base to Leeper. Puts it up. It won't go. Coughed back out. And I tell you what, it's finally picked up in there by Beckman, and down court to Hest. Over to Sutter, and Sutter goes. That's going to be a hoop and a half.
Basket hit by 22, Steve Sutter.
Sutter with 18 points.
Ball 42, Jack Steinke. His
That's
second.
on Steinke.
Next week, the Arcanum Trojans will be taking on the Ansonia Ball Club, and that'll be at Arcanum, I believe.
Yes,
That'll be
it
a
is.
CCC conference game.
Steinke's second personal foul. At the line is Sutter with a chance for a 3-point play. Nope, coughed it out. And reaching in and pulling the ball out is the point guard Schwieterman. He's double teamed. Nearing the 2-minute mark now in the final stanza. Over to Niekamp. Niekamp back out in front. Over to Jacobs. To Schwieterman. Under 2 minutes now. 63-41. St. Henry. Oh, nice pretty play off a look away pass. Beckman ends up with it, I tell you.
Joe Niekamp's off the bench, so we're going to see some subs here very shortly.
26 points for Todd Beckman, the game honors. Turnaround Jay, Warble, and it goes for Warble. 6 points for Kyle now. 65-43, a minute and a half. We're going to have timeout, and everybody, all you others, everybody coming in. I see Rodney Hess. I see Nick Potcotter back in. Dennis Langenkamp, number 41. Number 11, Eric Hulsman. I think I got everybody. That's for St. Henry. You know, you get in a situation like this, and the losing coach substitutes for one reason, and the winning coach for another reason. If you're ahead, you don't want to take a chance on piling it on, number one, and number two, getting your leading players injured, Gary.
And of course, he wanted to give everybody a chance to play. It's good when you can get them in there. That's what they're in this game for, to play a little bit.
That's right. That's right. This is hard a time practicing, just as long as practicing as a team that's undefeated.
You know something I've noticed tonight, there's not been too much pressing going on here.
No, there hasn't. However, Ansonia is going to make liars out of us. Man-to-man press, half court. But I am afraid, well, it created a turnover as Bruns, I didn't mention him, that's Phil Bruns, a junior, tried to get a pass into Nick Potcotter, and up she went into the corner area. 65-43, a minute 28 left. The corpulent person is about to speak or sing. Wow, a little rough. Crashing to the floor was Dennis Langenkamp, number 41 for St. Henry. Oh, there's a 3-ball. No, by Stanky. Turnaround up, rolls across the rim. Kaiser won't go. Turnaround Warble, it won't go. And we here got by 3-on-2. Racing down the floor and putting it up was Nick Potcutter. It won't go. And here we go the other way. Here's Leeper, stops, pops, and hits. Matt Leeper, and that's his first 2 points of the night. 65-45. And we're really down to the waiting moments, down to 40 minutes. Look out. Saved by Potcutter. And Stanky goes into the bench. He recovers nicely, comes back out. That's Bruns. Baseline, Potcutter. A little trouble underneath the baseline, and he is fouled. That's St. Henry's 6th team foul. So St. Henry never had to give up the 1-and-1 in this ball game. At the line is Potcutter.
Really, there's not been a whole lot of fouls called in this ball game, Bill.
No, there hasn't been. No, nobody's had the double bonus. Down it goes. Nick Potcutter. Looking for his 4th point now. He had a deuce in the second quarter. Second one is short. 66-45 with 23 seconds and a whistle underneath. I think that's going to be on Ansonia's Ian Rissmiller. Let's see. It is. Rissmiller's first, team's 9th. Now they're saying it's the team's 10th. Well, anyway, Eric Hulsman at the line, number 11. Hulsman is a 5'10 senior.
That sounds like a Covington name.
It does. Second one by Hulsman is Click. He gets them both. He enters the scorebook with 2 points, 68-45. This could be the last trip down the floor, and ball was out of bounds. 20.3 seconds. Made a liar out of me. That happens a lot. Phil Bruns will inbound. Bruns into Nick Potcutter, back to Bruns. Bruns across the 10-second line as he works the point with 13 seconds left. Right side, Hulsman, baseline, drives pretty, underneath at the underside of the rim, up and down it goes by Dennis Langenkamp, and he enters the scorebook with 2 points. And that's going to be the last shot of the ball game by Adam Kaiser, and it doesn't work. Final score, Redskins 70, A-Tigers 45.
And we'll be back with a rundown of the scoring right after this words.
This event brought to you by the Made-Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Cox Insurance Agency, R.B. Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Laramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
St. Henry, Ohio. Tonight's ball game between St. Henry and Ansonia. The final score is 70-45, and here's Bill Booker to take a look at the scoring.
Yeah, amazing thing about Ansonia tonight. The entire ball game, they were at the free throw line for only 3 shots. 2 of 3, all by Adam Kaiser, number 10. 2 of 3 as a team was Ansonia at the free throw line. Here's the scoring. Number 42, freshman Jack Steinke with 4 points. And then the rest of his scores were all the seniors. Zach Evers with 2, Matt Leeper 2, Kyle Warble, 6. Zach Starman with 12 points, and the leading scorer doing a nice, consistent job at the point, Adam Kaiser with 19 points. For St. Henry, the scoring, let's see, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 young men that scored. Number 10, Eric Schwederman with 5 points, but what a whale of a job he did running the point. 11, Eric Hulsman with 2 points. Number 20, Adam Gast with 3. Number 21, Josh Jacobs, 2 points. Number 22, Nick Potcotter, 3. Number 23, Doug Niekamp with 6 points. Number 40, Rodney Hess ended up with 3. Number 41, Dennis Langenkamp with 2. And 6'5" Southmore, Steve Sutter, number 42 in your program with 18 points. And game honors and team honors go to 6'6" junior Todd Beckman, who ended up with 26 points tonight. It's interesting to note that in 3-point completions tonight, each team had 2 3 balls. So that wasn't a factor. Free throw line, St. Henry was 17 of 22, Ansonia 2 of 3, Gary.
And of course, on your screen right now, you're looking at the athletic director here at St. Henry.
We thank him.
We do. And Mr. Beckman for letting us be here tonight, and we hope that he'll let us back here again sometime.
I would hope so. I hope we're not banned and barred. I see the policeman's handy down there. I don't know. Is he after you or me?
I don't know. Anyways, the final score here tonight was 70-45. Quarter-by-quarter scores was St. Henry 20 to 11 at the first stop, 38-21 at halftime. All St. Henry on top, 50-35 at the end of 3 periods, and of course the final score is 70-45. The JV score tonight was St. Henry 34, Ansonia 33. That was a very close ball game.
Yes, it was.
And Bill, it's been a long time coming back.
Oh, it has. Been fun, Gary.
And I've enjoyed it.
They say you can't go home again. The heck you can't. Hey, St. Henry now goes to 5-1. Ansonia slips to 1-8. But as you pointed out, maybe this game won't have been on by then because they got a backlog of games to run. But anyway, it's going to be interesting because Arcanum is struggling a bit for their boys program this year. So this will be a 3C's game at Arcanum. St. Henry will be at Port Recovery Friday. That's the next in the MAC.
And of course, we'll be broadcasting more games. Bill, I'm looking forward to working with you again.
So am I.
And I hope that it'll be very soon.
I hope so too.
And for Bill Booker, I'm Gary Bowman saying good night and good luck in 2002. Good night, everybody.
Good night.